Hello friends, here I am, back again with, sadly, the last thing that I'll probably upload about Black Sails. Maybe if you guys have some good multi-fandom, or not multi-fandom, but just Black Sails fandom things like, you know what I mean, those videos that are like 5 minutes long and about Flint or Silver or Charles Vane that are really good, that I should react to. Leave them down in the comments, then I will maybe watch those. But other than that, this is going to be the end. And I am really stupid because when watching the finale, I didn't ask you guys to leave me any questions that you had for me. So if you, after watching this review, of course, still have questions, just leave them down in the comments and I'll answer them personally to you. Black Sails Season 4. Let's just start with that. You guys know, if you have watched my other reviews, then you know what I always do. I take every rating that I gave on the episodes, count them all up, divide them by the number of episodes that exists, and then I get an overall rating for the season. So let's just give you guys a quick recap. Episode 1, I gave a 9 out of 10. Episode 2 got a 9.5 out of 10. Episode 3 got a 9 out of 10. Episode 4 also got a 9 out of 10. And episode 5, you guessed it, also got a 9 out of 10. That was a three-way streak of 9 out of 10s, which just explains how good the season is overall. But then we reached episode 6, and you all know how I felt about that episode. It was the weakest episode of season 4, even though Eleanor died, but I didn't want Eleanor to die like that. I wanted it to be a revenge kill. Then again, that's just my fucked up mind thinking, and it was well done, but I gave it a 7 out of 10. Then we got into the first 10 out of 10 for this season. Episode 7, 10 out of 10. It was so well. I loved that episode. It was just building on characters and it made me feel emotional. I loved it so much. Then episode 8 got a 9.5. I know I was a little bit hard, but I really didn't like the girl with the red hair and the kids. I even forgot her name. She was annoying and we saw a lot of her. So I was hard on it. Probably would give it a 10 out of 10 now, but I'm going with what I gave after watching the episode. Then episode 9, 10 out of 10, and episode 10, of course, a 10 out of 10. Episode 9 and episode 10, I think are my favorite episodes, but I think I'm leaning more towards episode 10 because of a certain speech that Flint gave. So I think episode 10 is my favorite of the entire series, but we'll talk about that later. So I counted all these ratings up, divided them by 10, and what did I get this season? Got my highest rating as of yet from all the Black Sails seasons, a 9.2. Season 3 got an 8.7 from me, and season 2 I think also got an 8.7. And season 1 I didn't do it yet, but I think it would lean towards an 80. I really enjoyed season 1. A lot of people say, oh, season 1 is really slow, but I think, and remembering what happened, it's not a bad season at all. And whenever I will do my inevitable rewatch, I think I'm gonna enjoy season 1 a lot. So don't be salty, people. Season 1 was really good. I also gave you guys something else, the top 10 Black Sails characters. I have to give it, this is going to be not everyone who lived, but just every character that exists throughout the entire show. So, number 10 is a character that you guys don't expect to be there, but she's there. It's Max. I know, we've had a past, we've had some conflicts, we have had some arguments about her, and I questioned her decision making, I questioned her loyalty, and I questioned her funnishness, if that's a word. But she did make it into my top 10 because she was still entertaining, at least. I liked her more in the final season, especially wrapping up to the ending. We understand why she does some things that she does. She was a slave, she was enslaved, and she, of course, she still was raped by Charles Mann and that other guy who luckily was murdered. And that also affected a lot of her decision making. And even though I hated the storyline of her and Anne in season 2, I still think that she's worthy at place number 10. Number 9 is going to be a character that you guys also will not expect. I don't think that anyone who has done a top 10 Black Sails character even puts this character in there. But I do, because I liked him, I enjoyed him, and whenever Flint murdered him, that was painful for me. I didn't like it. I hated Flint after that. And I think you know who I'm talking about right now. It's of course, it's Mr. Gates. Mr. Gates is at number 9. He was a season 1 character that I really enjoyed, and you all know that scene. I uploaded as a bonus clip the scene where he's talking with Mr. Devrain, and Devrain says, "Are you prepared to kill Flint?" And he acknowledges that he is prepared to kill Flint. And the Parsons Farewell is playing in the background. The best song on Black Sails, by the way. And then we see him nodding his head to Flint, and Flint nods his head back, and they head out to the treasure, Urca de Lima. That was such a good scene, and that's why Mr. Gates is worthy of a number 9 spot in my top 10 character list. Number 8 is going to Anne Bunny. She also has some questionable funnishness, just like Max, but she did came through in the end, and she was a badass. She always has been a badass. Even though I hated her in season 2, and I hated what they did with the storyline in season 2, they restored the storyline because her and Jack are together again. I know that a new character, whoever that was, who's in Treasure Island, who's a girl who pretends to be a boy. I looked her up, by the way, so I knew what you guys were talking about. But I know that they're going to be in the new love triangle whenever they'll do Treasure Island or a spin-off to Black Sails. I know that exists. I also looked something else up, but I don't know if I can say that. But I did look it up. I'm gonna talk about it later. But even though she's still going to be a love triangle with Jack whenever and every time, I still enjoyed her. She's a badass. She cares about Jack, and she wasn't entertaining to watch, especially that one scene when she beat that man from Woods Rogers. And I just realized that I forgot a character in my top 10. This sucks. I made this top 10, and I think Max is going to get to go out. I'm sorry, Max. I liked you, but you're going out of my list because I forgot a character. Let me readjust this. Alright, I readjusted it. Max is out of my top 10. I'm sorry, Max lovers. I liked you as well, Max. You're an honorable mention right now. You were number 10, but I completely forgot about a character. So now number 10 is Mr. Gates. Number 9 is Anne Bunny. And I think that I can give you guys my number 8 right now. And that is also a surprising character that probably not many people have in their top 10. But I have him because I enjoyed him. Israel Hands. I know that he only showed up in season 4 and that we didn't get to see much of him. But what we did get to see of him was really enjoying. I loved that he saw Silver as the Pirate King. I do have a question about him because in the ending, when Silver gave up the war and decided to be with Maddie, whatever happens to Israel Hands? He just stays there with him on the Maroon Island because he believed in the war. Israel Hands believed in the war, right? That's why he followed Silver. And then in Treasure Island, when Silver's heart gets broken or whatever happens, and he becomes a pirate king again, he's going to be his man again or something? I have no idea about that. But those are questions that I have. Really enjoyed this character. He was a badass. He was entertaining to watch. Him hunting down Flint was also one of the best moments on this show. So I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with what we got from Israel Hands. Didn't expect him to be in the top 10, but here he is, number 8. Well-deserved place. Alright, number 7 is the character that I forgot to put in my top 10. I'm sorry that I forgot, but he needed to be in here, so Max, again, honorable mention as of right now. Woods Rogers. Woods Rogers needs to be in my top 10. He was entertaining to watch. He had a lot of depth. He had a lot of darkness. He murdered Blackbeard in the most brutal way ever, but it was still badass, so I need to have him in here. Even though I kinda hated how he reacted to Eleanor's death, he became a miserable man after that. But I also looked up what happened to the real Woods Rogers, and apparently things are looking pretty bright for him if they ever do a Treasure Island sequel. So Woods Rogers is gonna be what he always wanted to be. He was just entertaining to watch. I loved the speech he gave to that other guy who was the actor of Flint's brother. At least someone said that to me, that he was. About Darkman. It reminded me of Batman a lot. It really did remind me of Batman. Alright, number 6. The last before the top 5. Number 6. Who do you guys think it is? I can tell you right now. It's Blackbeard. Blackbeard has to be in here. I wanted to put him higher, but we didn't get to see that much of Blackbeard. I know that he's this fair pirate and all, but maybe he showed up a little bit too late. Season 3 is maybe a little bit too late. for him to join the scene. Maybe if they gave us Blackbeard in season 2, he would have been higher. But they chose to give him in season 3, and overall I'm okay with the character, but he would have been higher if they just gave him a little sooner. We didn't get that many badass Blackbeard scenes, and he even disappeared in the end of season 3 for a few episodes. But I really like the actor. He's also in Vikings right now. He plays that other character, which is funny because I watched Vikings before this show, and I watched season 6A. I think that's when he shows up before watching Black Sails, and for some reason I never knew that he was in Vikings. But now, when I watched Vikings, the new season that's out right now, I realized, hey, that's the actor who plays Blackbeard. How about that? But he's well deserved of a number 6 spot. Loved his relationship with Charles Vane, and I love that he wanted to kill Eleanor and avenge him. Interestingly enough, Jack is actually the reason he died, because he never wanted to go after Wood Rogers. He never wanted that, but Jack convinced him to, and now he's dead. He did die a badass though, and I need to give him that. Well deserved number 6 spot. Here we go, into the top 5. Number 5 is no one else but Maddie. Maddie, my sweet Maddie, I love you. I'm in love with you. She's just perfect. She's a perfect character. She is one of the few female characters I actually enjoy, because every time when I watch this show, when they introduce female characters, maybe it's because I can't relate with them or something, but mostly they make female characters do stupid shit. And Eleanor is a big example of that. For you guys that have watched Breaking Bad, Skylar. The 100 has some good female characters, but they fucked up the ending. Game of Thrones also has good female characters, but they also fucked up the ending. But this is the first show that has a good female character that didn't fuck up the ending, and I enjoy Maddie. I'm happy with what we got from her. She was prepared to die. She was prepared to die, and the way she supported Silver, that one scene where they were lying in bed and she was talking to him and he was explaining his struggles to her, and she supported him like a good wife. I want to marry Maddie. I want to marry her. I am open for it, at least. Maddie was just really entertaining to watch, and well deserved number 5 on the list. Now, the number 4. Now it's gonna get even more interesting. Number 4 is, of course, Jack Rackham. He was also a perfect character development as well. The way he went from just a nobody, well, not really a nobody, but just this feared guy to essentially the only pirate left. At least the only pirate, or the best pirate, because he was under protection of Nassau and he can do a lot of things without getting captured now. I just love the way his character went from season 1 to season 4, and he was always entertaining to watch. Every time I watched him on screen, I was like, yeah, Jack. And I did look up what's gonna happen to him, and that broke my heart. So I'm not gonna tell you guys, because it's a big spoiler for if they ever make a Treasure Island sequel or whatever. But I looked up what happens to him, and my heart can hardly handle it. Hardly. Alright, here we are, the 3. I think you guys know what my top 3 is, but I don't think you guys know the order. Number 3 is, of course, Charles Vane, the badass himself. I'm really sad that he died. I wanted to see him survive till the last season, because he was just a cool character, man. Especially in season 1, when he fought that slave guy. Oh, that was so good. Season 2, when he rescued Flint. Oh, that was some of the best. I think that was my favorite moment in the entirety of Black Sails, when he decided to rescue Flint. Oh, that was so good. In season 3, his character kind of went down, but not that much. And in the end, he died. But he did die badass. Get on with it, motherfucker. So I'm happy that at least he died a badass. What I'm not happy about is that Eleanor is the one who killed him. He loved Eleanor, and then Eleanor decided to murder him. He always loved Eleanor, and he never did anything really bad to Eleanor. I mean, he did kill her dad, but that was only after she decided to betray him, so she deserved that. Other than that, he didn't do anything. The Max situation wasn't his fault. His man decided to rape Max. He didn't decide to rape Max. And then Eleanor just decided to punish him for it, even though he wasn't responsible for it. But Charles Vane, I know he was also in the 100. He played a really cool character in that show as well. He showed up in The Walking Dead for a little minor role. I did love the actor. I have to say to you guys, because he was also in the 100 and I loved his the 100 character. When watching season 1, I already loved him from the start because I did know the actor. And I know that he played some other characters that I enjoyed. So, but overall, Charles Vane character I think is my favorite role from him. I like Charles Vane more than the character he played in The 100. So, good job, whatever your name is, actor. Now, well deserved number 3 spot. Well done, Charles Vane. Alright, this is taking really long. Maybe I should have done this in a separate video, but whatever. Whatever, guys. This is a chill video. This is just me rambling, me making stupid assumptions about the show and giving my opinion that's probably wrong. Even though opinions can be wrong, my opinions will still be wrong. Number 2. This is going to be a surprise for you guys. Or maybe not, but it is. Because, as you know, there are 2 characters left that I really enjoyed. Both made it into my top 10 favorite characters of all time list, both of them. And I always, at least in the end, I put them at a shared number 1. And I'm not doing that right now. One is number 1 and one is number 2. And I'm gonna explain that to you guys. So, number 2 of my Black Sails top 10 character list is no one else but Long John Silver. And I'm gonna explain it to you guys, because I love Long John Silver. But the reason why I put Long John Silver at number 2 and not at number 1 is because of some reasons. So, the biggest reason actually is I love the character of Long John Silver most. So just not the way the actor played him, but just the entire character of Long John Silver. If you know what I mean. Long John Silver, that character, perfect character. But the actor, even though the actor did a phenomenal job of playing him, don't get me wrong, I loved it. But in this show, especially in the end, when he decided to just give up on the war, I do have some feelings about that, and those feelings are not pleasant. But the overall character of Long John Silver would have been number 1, but because he gave up on the war, and because he murdered Flint, I can't put him at number 1. I'm sorry, Long John Silver. But number 2 is also a great spot. I love how you became from Thief Guy. If you watched my season 1 reactions, then you know that I called him Thief Guy. He became Thief Guy, and then he became Silver. Mr. Silver, I think I called him even. And then in season 3, he became Long John Silver. He did get a lot of names. First Thief Guy, then Mr. Silver. I think I called him John Silver for a little while as well. And then Long John Silver, because that's just fucking badass. His friendship with Flint also was amazing, and I hope we get a Treasure Island sequel, and I want the same actor as this. The actor is amazing. I want the same actor to play Long John Silver then, but I want the character to make different decisions then, if you know what I mean. But I loved it. Such a good character. I never expected Silver from season 1 to become Long John Silver. I didn't know what Long John Silver was, who Long John Silver was. I didn't know he was a big deal. Until season 3, when you guys were like, Long John Silver is a thing. And I was like, Long John Silver? The fuck is Long John Silver? I looked up Long John Silver, and apparently he was a big fucking thing. And I loved it. I loved it. The last episode, when he encounters someone who says, I'm just a cook. That was so good. That was so fucking good. You have no idea. But yeah, he's number 2, and well-deserved number 2 spot. Now, on to my number 1. I think you all know who it is. It is Captain Flint, James McGrary, whatever his name is. He's amazing. He is amazing, and I love that man. I love that man. The Toby Steven, best actor on the show. Best actor on the show. The way he portrayed that character was so well done. In season 1, he was already entertaining to watch. Then in season 2, the first 2 episodes, I thought, well, you're back at number 1 again, even though you just murdered one of my other favorites, aka Mr. Gates. And then that plot twist was so well done. I want to talk about a plot twist as well. So I hate it that a lot of things are trying to put characters that are either gay or lesbian or trans even. Someone who does that is Disney. I hate that so much. If some of you maybe watch the Marvel movies, then they're doing it. You're making some characters gay. I think they want to make Spider-Man bi now, and I'm like, ugh, Spider-Man isn't bi. What does it serve the story to make him bi? It doesn't help. It doesn't make sense to make Spider-Man bi. Why would he be bi? That Spider-Man isn't bi. Spider-Man is into girls. That's his whole thing, right? But this character, Flint's character, his whole storyline is based around him being gay. Well, bi, but he liked Thomas more than Miranda, so let's just call Flint gay. That's his whole thing. That's his character. That's why he does the things he does, because he got rejected by society. And that's a good character. That's a good character. That's how you make good gay characters. But sometimes you just make characters gay. And Walking Dead also does that. Fucking Jesus in Walking Dead, they made him gay. Robert Kirkman made him gay just because he wanted a gay character. Doesn't serve his fucking character at all, but he's gay. Okay. Why? What does it have to do with the story? Nothing. It's just to make gay people happy or something. But this character actually has something to serve the story. And it was always the intention to make him gay. And that's what I love about Flint. It wasn't a heterosexual character or straight. That's how you say it in English, right? Straight. It wasn't a straight character that got turned gay. It was a gay character that was always gay, and because he's gay and got rejected by society, he became a pirate and hates society and hates London and hates the system. And that's just a perfect character. I love him a lot. He is high in my all-time favorite character list. I don't know where I put him, but he's top 5 material. Maybe even top 3. But Flint, very worthy of #1 spot. He deserves the #1 spot. He's a badass. His story is well written. The way he delivers speeches is amazing. And I'm in love with him. He's perfect. Favorite character on the show. And that can't be changed. Now, that was my top 10 character list. I should have made this maybe a separate video because I still have a lot to talk about. So let's just shorten it in a little bit. First of all, a major topic. Did Silver kill Flint? I'm gonna be honest. When I watched the episode for the first time, so my reaction that you guys also have watched, I thought for sure that Silver sent him away and that Thomas was alive. But after watching that episode, I looked up some things, some other people's opinions on the show, and I found out about a theory that Flint didn't get sent away and that it's just a story that Silver made up and that Flint is really dead and that he murdered Flint on Treasure Island or Skeletor Island. And the more I thought about it, it makes sense. And something else, I like that ending more. Don't get me wrong, I want Flint to be happy with Thomas. I cried because he finally got what he wants, and that just did something with me emotionally to see Flint get what he wants after fighting for so long. But the story is better if Silver murdered Flint, because what is the chance that Thomas didn't get murdered by his father, that he got sent away to some island, that Silver hears about this island by chance, and that when he sends some pirate to that island, that Thomas is there, and then that he can even convince Flint to stop the war to go to that island, and then Thomas and Flint are together, happily ever after. I mean, it's perfect story, beautiful story. That's all it is, a story. And that's what I love. If that's truly the ending, that Silver made up a story. And I think it is because I rewatched the final episode a few times when editing it. And Jack talks about a story may be true, a story may not be true. And the clock is there when Silver walks to Thomas. Flint is dead. And I love it a lot. Oh, that's such a good story writing. And that scene that we see with him reuniting with Thomas is maybe either Afterlife, Flint's thoughts, or just a story that Silver made up, visualized. And I love it. I love it so much. And for me, that's headcanon. Silver murdered Flint, and he is dead. I know that historically, because that I also looked up, Flint got sent away to an island and he died drunk or something. I know that's historically a thing, but this is just a better story, and I love this ending. That Silver makes up a story about it. We still don't know who Silver is, and that just makes Silver truly evil and not a good guy because he murdered his best friends. And that makes me love Silver even more. I'm sorry, I just have something for dark characters, not necessarily evil, but good characters who are able to do dark things. I have something for them, a weak spot in my heart. But those are my thoughts about that. I loved it, and I loved the last episode. I know that I didn't give you guys any review, but I loved the last episode. I was in love with it. Favorite episode, the Flint speech. The Flint speech was so good. How does it go again? They paint a world full of shadows, and then tell the children to stay close to the light, their reason, their judgment. Because in the darkness, there be dragons. That was my Insta bio. I put it in my Insta bio, and it's still one of my favorite quotes. Or not quotes, but just speeches. And then after that, it goes on. Becomes only more amazing. I love that speech, favorite episode. Alright, Treasure Island. I hope that we get a Treasure Island sequel. Maybe in 10 years or something. I hope that it doesn't I don't want to see any Flint and Thomas in there. Oh, also not in the ending, because that deconfirms my headcanon that Silver murdered Flint. And I need that to be true. If that's true, then the show also ranks higher for me. But I'm really excited for Treasure Island sequel, or just a sequel in general. Maybe a prequel with Flint and Blackbeard taking over Nassau, Charles Vane and Eleanor. That's also a thing, right? They always talked about that, but it never truly got explained what happened. I think it's a historical thing. But still, I would love to see it on screen with these characters. I'm up for it. Maybe just a miniseries prequel. That would be cool. But yeah, I did look up some things. Some things broke my heart. Some things intrigued me. I really hope that we just get it. I'm not gonna read Treasure Island. I thought about reading Treasure Island, but it would just be better to watch whenever they make Treasure Island show or Treasure Island movie, whatever. I think it's just better to go in it blind without knowing what's the essential thing that happens in Treasure Island. And here we are, the final thing that I want to talk about. Where does this show rank? And I'm gonna tell you guys, I have no idea. I think it is top 5 because I've Lost, I have Breaking Bad, I have The Walking Dead, I have Mr. Robot, and I have Black Sails. Those 5 shows, favorite shows. So I think it's in top 5, but I don't know where in my top 5. So that's that. That is my overall review of Black Sails Season 4 review, and just my overall review. I hope you guys are satisfied. Like I said, if you have some questions that you still want me to ask, just ask them down below and I will answer them. I feel like I'm forgetting something. There was something that I wanted to ask you guys. Oh yeah, I remember. I also have my full reactions of Black Sails. I just kept them. Are you guys interested in that? If so, let me know, and then I'll find a way to give them. I don't know how, because if I upload them on YouTube, then they get fucked. Then my channel gets absolutely fucked. So just let me know if you guys are interested in the full reactions. I have them. If you guys want them, I at least have them, and I can find a way to give them to you guys. But thank you. Thank every single one of you for watching this amazing show with me. It was such a fun journey. I know that it took some breaks because life, but I did get through it, and it was an awesome experience. It was much more fun than just watching it in my bed, even though I could have binge watched it then. But fuck that. It was just way more fun to share my thoughts with you guys, for you guys to share your thoughts with me. It was such a fun experience, and I want to thank you for staying with me on this amazing journey. I also am gonna ask you guys if you have some other show suggestions, because after I'm done with Vikings, after I've done WandaVision, after I've done some other shows that are coming out, I need a new show. So if you guys know an amazing show that maybe just be as amazing as Black Sails is, leave it down in the comments and maybe I will watch it. Thank you guys again. I truly mean it. It was such an amazing experience. And maybe I'll see you in a different reaction. Alright, goodbye and peace out.